name is Debbie Reynolds. They call me the Data Diva. Today I want to talk about data privacy and a facial recognition system in Argentina. So Buenos Aires has a facial recognition surveillance system set up where a large portion of Buenos Aires is covered by this surveillance system. So in 2022, a judge in Argentina halted the use of this facial recognition system because they found a lot of errors in the way that the system was being utilized. So one of the issues were they didn't think that there was adequate comprehensive regulation or framework around the use of these systems. There were not sufficient controls in terms of what goes into these systems. For example, it was supposed to be, for example, like a database of people who were being sought for crimes or fugitives. And what they found is that the database had more people in it by a large number that were not criminals. And they were concerned that the prevalence of the use of the surveillance system, they were capturing indiscriminately images of more people than were being sought, and those databases were being searched more than they should have been. So, for example, I think within the study they said that in the database you should have had like less than 300,000 people who were had committed a crime or being sought, but the database had over 10 million searches done. There were more people in the database. There were people in the database who had not committed crimes. There were people who had committed crimes that weren't in the database. There were records missing or had been taken out. There was no lineage in terms of who had taken the data out and why. There was a famous incident where a fellow was jailed. He was accused of stealing something from a town in Argentina that he had never been to. So he was jailed for 6 days. They transferred him to this other city that he had never been to. The judge saw him and said, this is not the same person. Apparently the person they were seeking had the same name, but did not look the same, were not the same age, were not from the same place. And Argentina is very concerned about these surveillance systems turning into a guilty until proven innocent type of system, where almost anyone who could be caught on these surveillance cameras could be subject to not only search and seizure, but being jailed and possibly misidentified within the system. This is a situation that I think is happening in many different jurisdictions, with certain jurisdictions wanting to use facial recognition and biometric databases. I think there has to be significant guardrails because the harm can be almost, there can be no adequate redress for the harm that can happen to someone if they're falsely accused or jailed or something. So Argentina, the officials who are proponents of the system are looking to restart that, but the judge says that they have to put these frameworks and guidelines in place, which is only right, so that these technologies can be used in the way that they were intended and not abused and misused in terms of how people's information is being captured and making sure that the purpose matches what the intended use should be for these types of systems. That's it. Thank you.